Hello there, Internet. So I'm back again with some more stuff to add to my channel of never-ending random hobbies and stuff. I used to be into RC stuff. I think I actually have a video or two posted on here of my Stampede never-ending project that I went into a couple of years ago and eventually sold because the buddy of mine that I used to run RCs with, I guess he never really got into it quite as deep as I did. Didn't really seem to like tinkering with it as much as I enjoyed tinkering with them. Before that, I had a, I don't remember what it was. It was some sort of a nitro truggy, but I don't remember the brand. I wish I could remember. It wasn't like a Traxxas or anything. It was a kind of an off-brand. But so that exact same friend moved to Utah. I live in Illinois, so you know he's not exactly like driving distance or anything. He moved to Utah, and at his going away party, I ran into a friend of mine that I hadn't really hung out with in a very long time or anything like that, and started talking to him, and he mentioned RC cars, that he had just finished building a Formula One car that he put together, and I was like, well, hey, I didn't know you got into RC stuff. And he's like, yeah, I have Traxxas Slash, 2 drift cars that kind of double as touring cars, and he just built a Formula One car. I was like, okay, so you got into the hobby, sweet. That also sucks because that means I need to spend hundreds of dollars in the next few days because I'm very excited. So he really helped me out here. This car that you're seeing in the video, the Subaru, it's actually, that is a HPI body that he put on it. But that is one of the Exceed Driftstar brushed cars. He really cut me a deal and just sold it to me super cheap. And I kind of suspect, Aaron, if you're watching this, I think I'm on to you, dude. I kind of think he cut me a pretty good deal on it. One, I know he did need money at the time, but I think he also was just doing the same thing I was thinking of. Oh my god, RC is so much more fun when you have somebody to run with. So he had 2 drift cars that were pretty similar. He had a Tamiya and then this Driftstar, and he sold me the Driftstar with 2 bodies, 2 1800 milliamp batteries, and just a wall charger, let's see, controller, yada yada. Basically everything I needed to go, right? And then a set of touring kind of tires, you know, rubbers, and then the those slick hard plastic drift tires that the Driftstars and a lot of the drift cars come with. And pretty much hooked me up for $100. So I was like, man, that's awesome. We got to run these sometime. And also, at the time that I used to be into RC, there was really no tracks around where I live. There was one place that kept opening and closing them like every 6 months, and they would move. And to tell you the truth, it's just that the people that run the place are just huge douchebags. I've been in there a few times looking for parts, and every time they try to run you around and sell you tons of stuff you don't need. At one point I walked in there needing a gear for the Stampede that I bought way back when, and that Stampede was, I bought it as not a roller, but it needed an ESC and a little bit of servo issues were going on. But I bought it for, I believe, $15 or $20 with a crappy old battery that had a little life left in it, and the radio, you know, and everything. But it definitely needed an ESC, and it had the Scorpion, I believe it's called, like 20-turn motor. It was an older model Stampede. And I bought it, and about $400 later had a wicked rig that was beefed up to no end, could take a bashing all day long, was brushless, waterproof, yada yada. It was amazing. I loved that thing. I used the crap out of it. Had lipos, all kinds of fun stuff, and then just kind of fell out of the hobby, like I said, just due to not having anybody to run them with. So the biggest problem here, I'm actually going this evening to, I bought the drift car from Aaron, and then this evening I'm driving about an hour to pick up a used Losi 22 SCT, or is that SCT 22? So I'm not 100% familiar with Losis, so that's going to be a fun learning experience. But I'm picking up a brushless, the Losi 22, whatever Baja truck, you know, the Slash equivalent by Losi, with a 2-cell LiPo, a 3-cell LiPo, both are 5,000 milliamps, a charger, what else? Box of parts, as every RC enthusiast knows you're going to get when you buy an RC. When you buy somebody out of the hobby, because immediately you amass loads of parts getting into RC. That's just a given. You might as well buy a toolbox the day that you buy your first RC because you're going to need it for parts. I've actually had a toolbox sitting in the garage that I bought at a yard sale a while back just for the specific purpose of when I get back into RC. It's been sitting there empty for close to a year, and I started sticking some of my old RC stickers on it today because I'm like, here we go again. But I'm getting all that for 175 bucks. Remote, everything. The only thing that the SCT needs is a spur gear and an idler gear, which, if you know much about RC, those are some of the cheapest parts on RCs. They're like $4 or $5 a piece at the very most. So I'm getting that for a steal. The guy is going to show me it running and everything, and I can talk about RC stuff forever. I love RC. I'm a gearhead, always have been, and RC is a cheap way to be a gearhead without spending, thousands and thousands of dollars on every little upgrade like you would on a full-size vehicle. And also, a full-size vehicle, you can't, in a lot of areas, there's no tracks or, places to go to, like track days and stuff, like talk about on Top Gear and things like that all the time. Like where I live, that's never going to happen. But you can drive like a maniac with an RC, and you can't really get into trouble. As long as I got somebody to run them with, I'll be happy. And there's a place 30 minutes from me now that's opened up that has a road course and a short course indoor track. So I hope you enjoyed just the footage in the background of stuff. Some of it's this new car, some of it's probably leftover stuff. I probably talked too long to just use my RC new stuff footage. So there's probably some video of my Stampede in this too. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you didn't hate it. Otherwise, just don't do anything. Don't bother. See ya.